baby's father say when you gave him the news?
Well, he's the one that bought me the pregnancy test, so he was outside my house while I was taking the test. So when I gave him the pregnancy test, he was happy, but he knew he had a responsibility, so he went ahead and went to go look for like a better job to support us. So he was happy.
And now he's taking responsibilities for the baby.
Yeah, at first he didn't, but then now he is. He's like owned up to it. He's there every day. He pays whatever he needs to pay. So he's taking responsibility.
Did he get a job?
Yeah.
My boyfriend, when I told him, he said he didn't want one. And then I told him I didn't want one either, but you know what happened, so we have to step up. At first I don't know what he was thinking, but at first he was like, no, whatever. Like, because he's older than me, so he thought my mom was going to do something for him. But she was like, we're not gonna win anything by doing something to him. So she was like, I'm doing it for the baby. And so I don't know, something changed his mind, and ever since he's always been there. He's a good father.
My baby's father decided that when he saw the test, he said, I already knew because you were getting sick and you didn't want to eat anything, but then you would eat everything, but then you would throw up again. So he already knew, but then we were standing face to face to try to have an actual conversation without sitting down because he's literally a whole foot taller than me. So I was standing on a stool and we were talking. He goes, I'm going to move to Mexico. Because he's 6 years older, but it was already taken care of after the fact. But he thought that he was going to be thrown in jail forever and that his whole life was going to be over. And so he said he wanted to move to Mexico. And but after he had talked to my mom told him, you're not leaving, you're not going anywhere, you're going to help take care of the baby. And he hugged me and he said, I'll be here. So after that whole scenario, he thought he was going to go to Mexico. He said he was going to be here. So. And he was, for the most part, throughout the pregnancy.
What did your friends say?
I didn't have any friends. I was lonely. So, I didn't really tell nobody. I was walking around with a hoodie on all day. Even when it's hot outside, I was with a hoodie on. But once they found out, they was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I was like, yeah. And then they was like, how many months are you? I was 7 months. About to be on due date. And then they was like, oh my God, you hit it so low. I was like, yeah. Because I didn't want nobody to know. Because at my old school, they're very, very judgmental. When I say judgeable, they're like, talk about you all day just because they can. So then when I found out I was pregnant, I knew I had the extra hoodies, jackets, and all this stuff, since I could not let them know until like close to the end of school.
For me, they were supportive, and so it was like me telling them like, oh, I don't know what my parents are gonna say. Like, obviously you tell your friends like what's on your mind. And my mind was like, they're gonna kick me out. And I have many friends that were like, you know what, you can come stay with us. Or they were like, if you need anything, we'll be here for you. So I guess your friends are like the first people you can go to before you give the big news.
Yeah. Do people still treat you the same?
No, not at all. But not in a bad way. Actually, they treat me like an adult. Like, they know they can count on me to do like things that adults would do. Because actually I've been very responsible since I was little, but now it's like even more. So I think they, like, whenever I talk to my mom, I think she sees me like if I was like way older than what I really are. So I think it wasn't a problem for me to people like to see me like the wrong way, to see me like, oh my gosh, she's a teen, she has a kid, and she's still in school, and she lives with her boyfriend and everything. I think they see me like I'm responsible. That's the way they see me.
I feel like people treat me the same, but I say it because before I got pregnant, I was independent. I would do things on my own. I mean, I don't know. My dad still treats me as if I was his baby, but he knows his limits, like where I can do things on my own. And my mom treats me with respect. So does my dad. My mom knows, like, I can handle things on my own because I don't know. But I feel like I have respect. Like they give me respect.
I would say yeah. I mean, I don't really have friends, but my mom, you know me forever, right? And she knows I was always a good student and everything. And, you know, she sees me now and she's like, you're such a good mom. Like, she's like, yeah, I admire you. And, you know, I think, yeah, the same thing she said. They give you respect. And she, you know, same thing. Like, she knew it. She saw it coming, I guess, because she knew it wasn't bad or anything. So, yeah.
Have any of your peers ever say anything to you or look at you ugly or being pregnant?
Yes and no. Especially when I was younger, because whenever I got pregnant, it was a few months before my 14th birthday. And so I was 13. I was still in 8th grade, at the end of 8th grade. And when I was in my math class, it was early in the morning, I was feeling sick. And I asked my teacher if I could go to the restroom. She knew I was pregnant because once one person found out, everybody knew. I went to a junior high where it was like 6th through 8th grade, and so all the levels, everybody talked, and I didn't really have a lot of friends there. And I told her, I said, I need to use the restroom. She said, well, if you wanted to got yourself knocked up, you'd be able to go, but now you're gonna have to go all the time, and I can't let you out of my class that often. So instead of giving me leeway to go use the restroom whenever I needed to, I used to get infections because they didn't let me use the restroom. And I've had other teachers tell me that I wouldn't be absent or miss so much work. It's not their responsibility. It's my responsibility. So they weren't really trying to help me because they told me it was my fault. And it kind of was because, I mean, it takes two people to do that. But, I mean, my baby's father didn't have to go through any of that, and I did. But other than that, other people always tell me, like, if you need any help or anything, I'll help you. But there's a lot of mean comments from mainly adults. And I'm surprised that they came from more adults than people like my age.
Well, for me, I don't think so. You know, I always had hope by people, but I know people will talk either way, even though you tell them or you try to keep it a secret or something.